Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Monday, July the 17th, 2022. Monday, July the 17th. Well, goodness, we got Anna, right? Super spy, feeling like she needs no help from nobody. I could do this all on my own. I may not know who's after me. I do know it was a WSB recovered weapon, though, but I'm good, y'all. I'm good. I may have gotten myself in a bit of a pickle before, arrested, getting ready to send to prison. Sonny, you did help me. Thank you very much. But you can't say that in front of Dante. And yes, you provided me with safe houses. Oops, can't say that to Dante, even though she says, but I was shot in one of those safe houses. But she wasn't talking about um that it was any of Sonny's wrongdoing. Okay. Let's not forget that was Lucy Coe, who never paid for anything. That's why I can't stand Lucy Coe at all. So anyway, Sonny uh agrees because Dante says, no, it's too dangerous. She goes, no, I'm gonna find out who's done this to me. And I'm gonna use myself as bait. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, everybody. If I'm swimming in the ocean, flapping my legs and my hands, and I may have a little nick, so a little blood could get in the water, because I'm trying to use myself as bait for sharks. When the sharks come, who's going to help me out? Who's going to either kill the sharks, trap the sharks, do whatever, while I'm still in there floundering as bait, right? Anytime somebody is bait, there's a minimum of one person, but you really need a whole team keeping the bait safe, because you need to be looking from all angles while your bait is out there. I said, shut up, Anna. So Sonny told Dante, I agree with Anna. She's a trained WSB agent. She knows how to handle herself, but she does need some help. She needs some protection. And Anna, I'm still going to be looking out for you. But you go do you, girl. You spy. You do you. See, without her Valentine, because it was always a team of them. Her and Valentine. Valentine would look after her if she baked, right? So Dante sticks around. He talks to her more. Goodness, the whole show was in and out of him. Dante talking to Anna. He says, no, I'm going to work with you. She goes, I don't feel comfortable putting you in danger. Because look, every time somebody's trying to help Anna, somebody else getting shot, right? Seriously. So there's only so many bullets Valentine can take. Really, let's be real. So Dante says, she goes, it's too dangerous. You've got a lot to lose. He goes, I know it's dangerous. I know. But it's too dangerous for you to do alone. And we've worked together for a lot of years, Anna. We both have worked for the WSB. We both have been undercover. You were instrumental to me getting back on the right track when I was retrieved by Sonny. And I'm going to never forget that. Plus, before that, you were my boss for years. No, I'm going to work with you, with or without your consent. And so she goes, but what do you think, like Sam would say or Sonny would say? For one thing, I know what Sam would say. It's dangerous, but you know what? I'm a cop. Danger is a part of my job, right? Sonny's going to be happy I'm helping you. So I'm either going to help you with your knowledge, working together with you will be more successful, or be trailing you. So she goes, okay. Of course she was going to go, okay. If Dante wouldn't have said that and Sonny would have insisted, she would have said, okay. Because she can't do it alone. Fiona has to be in her late 50s, possibly early 60s. Anna's got to be my age. Looking good, but she's older. I almost said old, but she's older. Okay. Hey, did anybody notice? Sonny dyed that hair, right? Or he consented because Sonny was graying. And I kind of like the progression of Sonny aging, but I'm liking the black hair. He needs to not be so scruffy though. He needs to be clean shaven because the gray with that shadow matched the gray hair. So, but I said, oh, look at Sonny. Okay. Now we have, let's see, Lucy. This was kind of touchy. Olivia had a meltdown because she couldn't find the stuff for the picnic, and Ned, she didn't have Ned to ask, and oh, she did, oh, my husband, oh, my, whatever, Olivia. Fast forward. And Cody comes in with little Leo with blood on his knee. And he goes, I got home or got back to the stables and Comet wasn't in it. So I went out and I found Leo riding Comet alone and made a sudden turn, and Leo lost his balance and fell off. And she goes, Leo, why don't you do that, Leo? And he goes, I think Tracy said, you could have been killed, or Olivia said, Leo, you could have been killed. And he goes, actually, I think it was Tracy. And he said, Comet made sure he didn't step on me when I fell. And you're not my father, or you're not my dad. Olivia looked at him and Tracy looked like, what? And then they knew, okay, he's acting out, right? So Olivia took him upstairs because it was just a scrape. Cody said, I did a preliminary, it's nothing, emergency. He just needs to be patched up, right? So Olivia took him upstairs. And then we see Chase in the park and Gregory coming up saying, okay, so you canceled dinner, but why would you want to eat here? Why would you want to meet here? And so he said, because of that guy over there. And so Gregory looks, and there's Eddie Main strumming the guitar, strumming. And he goes, isn't that Brooklyn's father? He goes, yeah. I promised I would trail him, keep an eye on him. And so he doesn't get into trouble. And Gregory says, doesn't the PCD have a problem with their detectives spending time doing this? And he goes, I'm doing this only when I'm off duty. And he goes, oh, okay. He goes, well, you're doing a lot for Brooklyn. And Chase goes, I'd do anything for Brooklyn. And I thought, oh, good God, we still on that? Okay, right? Then Eddie and another street player got into a little guff, right? Because the guy said that Eddie is taking his spot, and that's his spot. And so Eddie says, we're gonna do a playoff, a little jam off, and let the crowd decide. Soon enough, they get ready to start. Tracy comes walking in the middle and looks at the other guy and says, beat it. And he goes, I'm getting ready to put it. She goes, what part of beat it don't you know? Don't you understand? He goes, oh, so he goes and kind of slowly strums away, right? Like, I'm scared of you. She tries to do some rough motherly talk into Ned. I know you don't remember me, but you are my son. I went into labor with you, and she said how many hours it was. She goes, you are a husband. You have a daughter. You have a son. You used to be the mayor of this town. And she went and do an attribute. He goes, yeah, okay, I'm sorry, but I don't remember any of that. So Tracy looked at him. She said, then act like you do. Fake it. And he said, how am I going to fake being somebody I'm not? She goes, because you're doing it now. Oh, my goodness. And he looked at her. She said, because you got a little boy at home that got injured today for acting out because his father won't even acknowledge him. She goes, I understand you may not remember us, but understand we know and we love you. So act like you care. And as she said it, I thought that's interesting. She's like, act like you care about about the people that are showing you they care about you. And he goes, I'm sorry, lady, I can't give you what you want. I don't even know if he said lady. I'm sorry, I can't give you what you want. So he takes off and Tracy's looking like, oh. In her mind, she's thinking, okay, you know what? I'm gonna have to stage another head injury. See, because that, good bunk on the head, that's gonna do the trick. I gotta get right on that. So then as she's standing there, Chase goes trailing Ned, because I ain't calling his a Ned, and Gregory's still standing there. So the little guy that was gonna do the playoffs, the little face-off with Ned, he comes back over and he starts playing. Tracy looks at him and he looks at her and he just slowly plays away again. He gets tiptoes on off of there, right? So she goes over to Gregory and she goes, look, there's nothing else to see here. The show's over. And Gregory says, I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you about the way you interfered in my son's life. Let's face it, he's going to thank her for getting Chase reinstated. And Tracy's riding that, right? Because that wasn't her, or maybe they are going to make it be her because, they like us to forget the way things really happen. So anyway, it cuts there. He doesn't say any more. So now we have, at the end of the show, this is the end. Olivia's, her meltdown is over. Leo's patched up. And actually that room that she tore up was miraculously cleared. And she's talking to Brooklyn and Cody. And she says, you know what? Meltdown is over. I got to cook dinner. And Cody's like, Mama Q, you've had a rough day. You're tired. Why don't you let me order pizza? And Brooklyn said, it's not Thanksgiving. And Olivia says, no, look, cooking calms me down. I need to go cook. So as she's walking through the little foyer area, the door opens. It's Chase. He comes through and Ned is behind him. So Ned is probably going to take Tracy's advice. Even though he doesn't remember, he's going to acknowledge the people that he is related to, right? So that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. And then let's see what else we have. We have Lucy. Oh, she's wearing this little slinky, skin tight dress. She looked pretty good in it, right? For somebody as old as she is. And Jack, with his suave, debonair self, he comes in and they sit at the table and Felicia leaves. And he orders a nice glass of wine, expensive reserve bottle. And Lucy is talking to him and, trying to flirt with him. And, she's asking him some questions about her. He and Erica are divorced at this point in his life. Okay, I thought, okay. And he said, why? And he told her, he did some research on her. He goes, your name is Lucy. She always said it was Lucy. He goes, but does the last name Co ring a bell? And she looked at him. She says, oh, you've done some homework. He says, yeah. And he goes, I know your company released a phenomenal product on the market. He says, and I also know you're the CEO or co-owner. No, she's the CEO of Deception Cosmetics. And he goes, yeah, that's what he said. My late wife, Erica Kane, owned a cosmetics company, Enchantment. But she divested herself of that decades or years ago, right? And so they were talking, and he got a message he needed to leave. He goes, uh-oh. And Felicia's, mind you, in the office breaking in the safe while they doing this. And he goes, I got to meet a client. And so Lucy starts rubbing his leg with her high heel. And I'm thinking, well, that ought to hurt. Goodness, a stiletto. Take your foot, slip your foot out that shoe and rub that leg under the table with your toes, skin to skin. There you go. That's what you do, Lucy. Skin to skin. Not skin to stiletto heel. Ouch. So anyway, she says, I want something sweet. Dessert. So she says, I want a souffle. And he goes, do you know how long souffles taste? But then he got a message. He goes, you know what? I'm gonna have to cut our meeting short. I said, uh-oh. Somehow he's been warned about Felicia. Or an alarm went off. Hello. So anyway, she goes, look. So she's rubbing his leg. He goes, I guess I could stay a few minutes. And she goes, good, because I'm in the mood for a souffle. And he goes, do you know how long it takes souffles to cook? And she's like, yeah. And then she saw they had hummingbird cake on the menu. And now she's talking about hummingbird cake. Do you like hummingbird cake? He goes, I haven't tasted it. Oh, I love hummingbird cake. And so she's saying, I have a friend who makes the best hummingbird cake, and she's going about all the ingredients about hummingbird cake. And I think he may have said he has tasted that hummingbird cake. He says, she's doing the ingredients and everything. He goes, I do believe this cake is going to pale in comparison to the cake you're talking about, right? So then she says, and then my friend has this secret ingredient. They add a dash of, and he said, bourbon. As she looks at it and she goes, bourbon. She just gave away, she knows Marty, even though Marty doesn't make the hummingbird cakes, but the ones his mother makes does have that. Because remember, he has to go to the special place to get those hummingbird cakes, right? And he just looked at her, and I thought, yep, bingo, Lucy. Your cover's blown like your cover always gets blown to smithereens, Lucy Co. So sure enough, now we got Felicia. She sees the Montague file and she's turned her back. She's reading it, trying to find. And I'm thinking, Felicia, why don't you just take pictures? Boom, snap, next page, snap, next. Go home and read it. We're going to stand there and peruse. So she's standing there reading it. She hears the door open. Of course she did. Here's the door open, safe wide open, file in her hand. She turns around and there's police coming in first with their guns drawn, stop you under arrest. So she's holding the file in her hands up. And then Lucy and Jackson appear in the door. And Jack is looking like, y'all are busted. And Lucy holds up the handcuffs like, oops. See, come on, everybody. All of this mess, legal mess. See, now, what's Felicia going to say to Mac? Mac, I was just trying to break into the safe for Lucy. Mac. Yeah. Now she's in trouble with the acting chief commissioner. Or the acting chief commissioner's wife gets arrested for breaking and entering. Right? So now Martin's going to have to show up. Probably. He's probably already on his way. And look at Lucy. And he's going to say, Lucy, if you had questions about me, why didn't you ask? And I would say, Martin, because I knew you'd lie to me. But anyway, look, I knew you wouldn't come clean. So let's go to Comment Corner. Comment Corner. I am going to turn my timer on to Comment Corner so that it will stop my stopwatch. Here we go. All right, we got a lot of comments. This time I'm going to go from the top down. It says the writers are sculpting a new Christina in a completely opposite direction than the other actress. Her personality is now annoying, in my opinion. Christina, the other actress' personality was annoying that they wrote for her, in my opinion, Anita. And both of them, good God Almighty. Anita says, I was surprised that Trina called Curtis dad. Weird. She never addressed him as that to his face. I know. It's like, girl, keep that to yourself. You don't even know if you mean it. If he opens his eyes, you won't call him that. And Michael says, for a filler episode, I really enjoyed it. It made the episode so funny and unusual. Christina and Gladys were extra annoying in this episode. Great recap. Linda says, can't wait to see what Diane comes up with, has up her sleeve for the Carly situation. $5 million bill charge. These writers are going to write about the character Bobby dying, leaving Port Chuck. What's happening there? And it says, are they? Yeah, but it always takes months. And then they decide when they're going to do it. Remember, it took them probably 3 to 4 months before they really announced that Epiphany was gone. They didn't know how they were going to address it. I can't believe Tracy said, go embarrass your parents somewhere else. And that is what she told him. That was funny. And he was there like, what? Go embarrass your parents somewhere else. Sometimes you just gotta love Tracy. What a cold shot. Oh, you know what? Here I'm laughing, saying sometimes you gotta love Tracy. And Linda, you said, what a cold shot to that guitarist. And funny as heck. Yeah, that's why I was laughing. It was funny. Ron said Sonny will go along with it, meaning Anna. Might even put them back together. I don't know what that means. Yolanda says, I said a while back, Martin is already married. I don't think Martin's currently married. She's given Erica Kane is giving him alimony. LaShunta says, Anna is so hard-headed. Sonny's trying to protect her. Dante can find a bodyguard, but nobody else, right? Sam and Matt comparing notes. I knew Sam would be nosy when Spinelli said about the Three Musketeers, she would investigate. I don't like how mean they were to Chrissy, but Alexis told her don't go. TJ didn't have to be so rude. Well, he did just witness his uncle coding out, and they had to electroshock him a couple of times, right? I just don't like how they're writing Christina. Too impulsive, inappropriate conversations to have at a hospital, and that's her. All the conversations, every time she's around, she says something inappropriate, which, come on now, girl, you in your late 20s. The whole scene with Trina and Stella and Marshall, I'm so over, but Curtis with his mom was nice. One thing, I agree with Nina. For once she stood up for Sasha. Yep. Why did Sasha let Gladys talk for her? I don't know. She's got to be smarter than this. I can't wait until Cody sees that doctor. I'm surprised Sasha didn't feel different. She should feel the different effect, right? Cody, see that wait. Feel the difference. Gladys is going to spend up all Sasha's money. Someone put the pieces together. I hope she tells Sonny. Lisa says, I remember after Morgan died, he had a calendar where he wrote every day he took his pills. When they were found out that what she did to Morgan, from what I remember correctly, Ava feared for her life and was going to run. She set her business on fire to trap Sonny and Carly inside. And she got trapped inside and burned her face. Yes, I remember that. Lisa says, Gladys having Sasha drugged is horrible and wanting to inform the court to have her put in jail so she could keep getting into her money. When the court finds out, Gladys will be in deep trouble. She knows no limits. Someone needs to take care of Gladys. Her trusting Gladys makes me sick. Lisa also says Gladys has no right to slam the door in Cody's face, telling Sasha to take more pills. Evil woman. Gladys needs to shut her pie hole. Well, you didn't say pie hole, but I added pie in there. You said shut her hole, but shut her pie hole. Why doesn't Cody just tell Sasha that Gladys is spending her money. He said she was playing poker and shopping with money that she needed to pay off her account. Sorry, y'all. I know you heard my phone ringing. That was my son. He is out and he had a question for me, so I had to answer that. Let's get back to where was I? We have Lisa. Lisa said, Matt questioning Sam, they need to work together. Curtis has been allowing Selena to have those card games in his club. Yes, indeed. But the police don't know that. The police don't know that he got indebted to her over her providing his father's redacted files. That one thing he did, and he indebted to her for life, right? It should have said, okay, I'm indebted to you for what, a year, 6 months for this? And then Lucy says, let's hope Mac brings down Selena Wu. When Gladys, then Gladys will be next. Better Cody tell Mac that he knows Gladys has been losing and gambling Sasha's money. Ron says, notice the fur coat doesn't show up at the house, but the clothes did, and Sasha better have someone check the account. Yep, right. And the money will run out. Isn't there a hole placed on the card when you're rich and there's strange purchases? Yes, it does. But you know what? Gladys has been making purchases. Actually, what Gladys did was she was using the money she won from Wu. She should have been replacing Sasha's money. And that's telling you, when she has a chance to do right by Sasha, she chooses to only do something for herself. Gladys needs to go. DB said, that coat looks so cheap. It's like, do people even still wear that kind of, but you know what? I guess they do, but you know what? People like her don't. And then let's see, I think I might be able to make it. Lucy says, wasn't what Molly said to Christina regarding surrogate on the spot? If they go through with it, Christina as the surrogate, she could get attached to TJ. Yep. Lisa says, I agree. He would be at all the appointments and sonograms, and Molly will be at court. Christina will want him to feel the baby move. He'll be there very gentle and caring. She will take it as her baby. I see trouble coming. DB says it's going to happen. She already obsessed with an idea. I know. Lucy says it seems the viewers are into anything the Davis girls dish up. The viewers know, I fast forward a lot of them Davis girls anything. PE says Miss Wu has lost my respect. She threatened Coney to fix her card games. Yet when Gladys wins, she doesn't demand all of her winnings. She should have all of them. Chick, you owe me too much. No, Gladys decides to pay Miss Wu in installments and go shopping at Logan's. What? And Sabrina says, hi, Daily Recap lady. I've been thinking about Christina's behavior now over the years. What if she's bipolar like her dad? That is a thought, right? That's a thought. I think it would be a better storyline for her. We all know she's not going to give that baby up. The storyline has been told on at least 2 soaps I know of. Just the thought. I'm so sick of that whole surrogacy thing. Lisa says, I agree about her bipolar. Her actions alone remind me, alone and in her mind, doing a million miles an hour. I know. Lisa says, Sonny's man needs to learn how to blend in and not look like he's stalking and peeping at her, talking about Anna. And DB says, if she, let's see, if she is, it is one reason why she shouldn't carry the anybody's baby. She has to give back. That's true. I mean, if she's bipolar, and it's hereditary, so they need to have really a complete medical history of Christina before she goes. Christina's healthy. How do you know? You've been to any doctor's appointments with Christina? Does Christina really even go to the doctor? We're talking about Christina. And then Sandy says, not only does Anna need a peephole, she needs to stop sitting in front of open windows. Anna and Sunny were sitting in front of two floor to ceiling windows, WTH, with at least two closed curtains. At least two closed and curtains. Okay. I don't know when that was. But anyway, great. I made it through, went a little bit over, but that's okay. That's okay. I did finish all the comments. I will be back tomorrow for another episode of General Hospital. Have a phenomenal rest of your day, y'all.